Hey beauties, it's Krystal from Novocaine Beauty and welcome back to my channel.
Closer, closer, closer. A little closer, closer from the last one.
It's pretty obvious that the most requested content on my page is my info when it comes to microlinks. You guys seem to be eating that up and are really looking for more information around that topic. So I decided, well, let's backtrack a little bit. I actually thought I was very thorough in the few videos that I posted, but you guys just seem to come up with so many other questions, which is great. It makes great content. So what I decided today was to do something a little different. I'm going through my comment section today and I'm going to answer every single question you guys have ever asked me from the beginning of time about microlinks, or at least still, I guess, until I started putting out microlinks content. Because I figured this video is probably gonna be super informative because you guys ask a lot of questions. And obviously in a traditional microlinks video, you're not gonna cover every single thing that somebody's thinking about, but at least this video would give you some kind of randomization of the questions because you guys asked some really good questions here. The first question is, how do you manage your new growth with this style? So I would have mentioned before in my previous microlinks video, you typically should be getting your hair tightened with microlinks every 6 to 8 weeks. So I would say new growth isn't that crazy. I've probably had about this much new growth, if even that, and that's probably me exaggerating. But what I would recommend is when you're combing through the hair, instead of taking your comb or your brush and brushing from here outward, if you have a lot of new growth, that could possibly snag one of the links and pull it out. What you want to do is hold your hair from the bottom and comb in an upward motion so that you can kind of just detangle from the ends to the root. And I find that super super easy to do and super manageable. And if you do have new growth that's way more than what I just showed you, and it's actually showing the links in your hair, then you need to go get them retightened. You probably just have a faster growth cycle than most people, and it would probably be a good idea to get them tightened maybe every 4 to 6 weeks instead, just so you can prevent any tension on your hair or any stress on your hair whatsoever. Next question. Let's scroll. Is this method more comfortable than other extension methods? Also, how many rows or wefts do you have in your hair? In my opinion, this method is a lot more comfortable than most. You know, when you get a typical sew-in, it's like you have the braids underneath, or when you have a wig on, you have the braids underneath. And even then, it's like you could scratch, but you can't really scratch. You know what I'm saying? It's like you can't get to scratching the way you want to get to scratching. So all of a sudden you're bringing out tools and things that you could poke through to get to the scalp of your hair, and that's super annoying. And I feel like prolonged this candle, I have to be careful with my hair. I feel like prolonged what's the word I'm looking for? Doing that method over and over will definitely cause a lot of stress on your hair. So and I mean this super respectfully, but you'll notice that girls who wear a lot of wigs, lace fronts, if they're not giving themselves a break in between or taking care of the hair the way they should in between, their edges will get a little bit thin. And to be really honest, it's really hard sometimes to grow back your edges, especially when you're trying to still keep up with everybody else and keep your hair done, and you're trying to grow them back. So you want to take care of these things and prevent any breakage in any way possible. And I can speak and attest to this. I was that somebody, that was me. So I used to think, oh, you know, there's always a hairstyle that can cover this or cover that. And I kind of realized, I'm like, you know what? No, I want to take care of my real hair because that makes any style I do with my hair look so much better when your hair is actually healthy underneath. So in my opinion, overall, yes, it's a lot more comfortable. I feel like with the traditional sew-in, it's usually like 1 or 2 days where it's kind of tight at first. I feel like it's the same for microlinks as well. I felt like it's tight in the beginning, and it's just because the links are kind of setting and molding to your head, but nothing unbearable. And the specialist typically makes sure that she installs it in a way where there isn't any tension on your hair, because that's the whole point of the style. It's supposed to be, I'm not going to say protective style, but it's supposed to be a more natural looking style. And in order for that to work, your hair has to stay healthy. So I don't feel like they should be doing anything to damage your natural hair. Next question. Someone wrote, this is actually just a statement, but I think it's a really good statement because I replied to her. She said, it hit really hard when you said it's not for people who have trouble managing their hair. I'm contemplating on whether to get these or not because I'm tired of braids, but I also don't want a lace front because that glue really messes up my edges. That part, I just said that. I don't know. I don't know. Do you still suggest someone like me trying to get these, or should I wait a little longer? That's a great question. Think about it this way. Are you okay, or ask yourself this, are you okay with basic maintenance on your hair? I'm talking about you can wash your hair on your own, condition your hair on your own, style it on your own. You kind of know what products to use or have a general idea. And the reason why I say that is because if you can do that stuff on your own, you should be able to manage microlinks. Don't get me wrong. When I first got them in, I was like, oh my God, this is so much hair, getting used to it. But I wasn't like to the point where I'm like, take these out, this is too much. I just had to kind of readjust my routine. What would take me an hour to do maybe took me an hour and a half because now I'm dealing with more hair. So ask yourself that. If you feel you're okay with basic maintenance of your hair, I feel like microlinks would be perfect for you, especially if you have a healthy set of hair on your head already. Next question, can you part or braid your hair like French braids? Absolutely. You can do pretty much anything. Like you just have to be mindful of where the links are. And you know what? Let me step back a bit. For if you want to do French braids and things like that, I would recommend probably getting the micro links and not the micro weft. I got the micro weft, and the weft is obviously just an entire single piece of like track hair, right? Versus the micro links, they're like strands. The beads are already attached to strands of hair, so they're individually placed. And I feel like if I was doing a French braid, it would probably look a lot better if I was doing them with the micro links. And with the micro weft, yeah, you could part it, but I feel like there'll be certain sections of your hair that you could see the weft. So I don't really do the French braid style when I have mine in just because of that. But if you have micro links, absolutely. Another question was, how many inches are in your bundles? So I usually get like about 22 inches, and you can kind of look back to my previous video to see what that looks like. Next question. This is an interesting one. Is this a good option for those who suffer with migraines? That one was tricky because I'm obviously not a doctor and I don't know what level of migraines that you get. But to be honest, like I said before, the first 24 hours was tight. But how about I ask you this? If your scalp is super, super sensitive and you suffer from migraines, this probably would be a lot for you for the first 2 days. But what she had said in her comment was that she had migraines and she suffered from really dry scalp. So what I told her is that she should be fine. All she has to do is kind of typically make sure that she's greasing her scalp and trying to take care of her hair the best way that she can. And then obviously advising the technician who's installing the hair that she does suffer from migraines, so that at least they could probably install the links a little bit lower on the root of her hair versus like right at the tip between her root and scalp. But yeah. Next question. Do these damage your hair or cause breakage? And I had no damage to my hair when I had my microlinks installed. I don't think I don't believe I had any breakage. My hair seems super healthy. It even seems more healthy now after that I have them out. But what I will say is if you put microlinks in and you're not getting them retightened, you're not washing your hair, and you do not take care of the hair as you would take care of the hair on your scalp, yeah, absolutely you're going to see damage, because if you're not getting them tightened, they're just going to grow and add more tension on your hair. And if you're not, moisturizing your scalp or braiding it at night to prevent it from tangling, I usually used to braid it to twist it and put on a silk cap on to prevent it from tangling. If you're not doing those things, yeah, you're going to see a little bit of breakage because there's more hair on your head that's not being taken care of. You got to keep your scalp moisturized. You got to keep your hair moisturized. You got to keep it conditioned. So it really depends on how you take care of it. Next question. Would you recommend them for a first timer, or do they appear more natural as compared to Sewin and etc.? Duh. Obviously, they appear more natural than Sewins. They just sit on your head so much nicer and neater. I do recommend it for first timers because ultimately everybody's going to be a first timer at one point. I was. And anybody who first initially got microlinks from whenever they came out would have been a first timer. So absolutely, I recommend them to you. And I think if it's something that you feel that you can commit to and you're willing to say, you know what, I'm going to take care of my hair. I'm going to grease it at night. I'm going to co-wash it every week and a half or every week. I feel like you do a good job, but it's definitely a commitment to doing that because you do have to take care of your hair when you are not in a salon chair. Next question, how do you wash your hair? I wash my hair the same way I would wash my natural hair. So I'm sure every single one of you guys watching this video have probably washed your hair at least once in your lifetime. That's how I do it, with my hands, with products, and I'm just a little bit more gentle when I'm like massaging my scalp, not to kind of pull out the links, but I still do hot oil treatments on my hair. I still do everything I would do if I didn't have microlinks in. So no changes there. Next question. Do you work out with microlinks? Yeah. Like I said, you can do pretty much anything with it. You can go swimming. There's no restrictions really with it. So working out is not a problem. If you sweat a lot, you might want to wash your hair every week or so. But if you're somebody like, I don't really sweat on my head when I work out, so I didn't have to wash my hair that frequent. But there's no difference than if you have any other style. With the Sewin, you can work out. With this, you can work out. With a wig, you can work out, kind of, because you know that will be lifting. But anyways. Someone's like, this is a good comment. I have really thick 4C hair that I really don't want to perm. Even with a silk press, my hair will not stay straight for 4 to 6 weeks. I'm tired of braids and wigs. Since you said my natural hair is out, I'd probably have to really blow dry and flatten the hair when I wash it. I like more curly hair using flexi rods. Thanks for sharing. That's a great comment. You know what? I don't perm my hair anymore. I actually stopped perming my hair now. It's almost 6 years that has it been 6 years? Or maybe 5 or 6 years I stopped perming my hair. So I only use silk presses on my hair. I feel like my natural hair is like a 3C 4A mix. So I totally understand where you're coming from in terms of texture. But what's great about microlinks is that it's different to when you are getting a wig or sewing done. You kind of pick the hair you want or how you want the curl to look before you even install it. Like, you know what I mean? You go in, you're like, oh, I want a Brazilian curl. I want a deep wave, I want yada yada yada. Versus with microlinks, it's the opposite. The technician, typically when they do a consultation, they're going to want to see how your hair looks when it's blow dried, they're going to see how it looks when it's flat ironed, and they're going to see how it looks when it's wet. So typically with my installation specialist, she matched the hair, the microlinks weft hair to how my hair looks when it's wet. So with that being said, because it was a match, I found it was super easy to blend it. So typically what I would do with the links in is when I washed my hair, I'd blow dry it straight and just flat iron it. Or I would blow dry it and put flexi rods in it. Blow dry it straight and put flexi rods in it. And that was a great style. The comment, she mentioned that she liked to do flexi rods. So I told her that's probably a good option. And as long as the technician matches the texture of the hair to her natural hair, she shouldn't have any issues. Oh, this is a great question. Someone said, I'll read you her whole comment. I'm looking into getting microlinks myself, but my only takeaway right now is that for maintenance, I would have to be washing and styling it myself, which seems like a lot for me to do on my own. Because the install from the stylist would be in another state, I know I cannot really travel every 2 to 3 weeks to get it done. Do you think I could go to just a general stylist to get maintenance? Absolutely. I feel like you can go to a general stylist. Just make sure you're mindful and you tell them, hey, I have microlinks in, to be a little gentle. If they kind of show you that they're apprehensive or they're worried about damaging them, then maybe don't go to that stylist. But I've gone to other stylists, or I've gotten my hair done by other people, and they can kind of work around it, especially if they can see that there's, you know, the weft there, or they could see that the link is attached. So, and when you're going for general maintenance, you should just only really be going to get like maybe a wash and blow dry, or a wash and style, or whatever the case may be. And I feel like that should be manageable by any licensed stylist. Next question. So that was all the questions on that video. Let's find my other one. I think I'm definitely going to go ahead with getting my microlinks, but I want to get a kinkier texture to match my 4B hair. I want to wear it while on vacation. We'll be getting in the water often. I won't be able to blow dry and flat iron it every time. Do you think 4B hair is a good texture to go on vacation with, and will it be manageable? Absolutely. If you can manage 4B hair on your own, going on vacation with 4B hair, I mean, okay, let me think about this, because you know when you go on vacation, your hair be acting different because that humidity be hitting different. So if you're planning to just keep it in its natural state, like you're just going to wear it out, absolutely. It's going to be great to wear on vacation, because you're just going to have to make sure that you're washing out, if you're going to salt water, washing out the salt water after you go into the water. But I feel like it wouldn't be an issue to have it on vacation at all. If you've had your hair texture out on vacation, then this is just yours plus a little more hair. But yeah, that shouldn't be a problem at all. But yeah, that's light. can you put all your hair up in a ponytail with this hair? Yeah, you can literally do that. That was my go-to hairstyle. If you guys go back to my old videos that I posted like in the later part of 2020, I always liked a updo with my links. I think it's super cute. Where do you get your microlinks from, and how many bundles do you use? I get them from the girl that installs them. I would recommend going to a specialist to get them done. I've seen some people on YouTube actually installing it themselves, but I feel like it's really tricky. Well, maybe it'll be tricky for me, but yeah. And how many bundles do I use? I typically use between 2 to 3, depending on the texture of the hair. The last install I had, I think I had 2 in because that was double drawn hair. So it's thick from root to tip. So I know that's probably why I only had 2 in. But yeah, if I usually don't have double drawn hair, I can go with 2 or 3 bundles. Can you please explain the difference between microlinks and micro wefts? So microlinks, like I said before, it's going to be a bead attached to all the strands of hair. So that's usually something you have to get from a stylist or a licensed vendor. A micro weft or just tracks of hair. So typically you could technically use any hair texture you want or any type of hair you want, but obviously you want to make sure that the quality of hair you're using is A1, because this is going to be in your hair for an extended period of time, and you just want to make sure the hair isn't cheap. So it's not like if as you're applying heat to it, it's frying the hair or it's just not holding curls. You want to use premium luxury type of hair. So yeah. And then the last question is, do you still have in your microlinks? I actually do not have my microlinks because a lot of you probably know this already, but I live in Toronto and we're back in lockdown. So I just feel like, you know what, with everything that's going on, it's really hard to maintain the links, not at home, but just in terms of getting to the stylist to tighten them, because obviously she's not working. So I thought it was a good choice to take them out for now and just kind of have my hair out, because I just I want to avoid any tension on my hair. I don't want any breakage by just trying to keep cute while pretty much just staying at home. But what I will say is my hair looks super healthy. After taking out my links, I would have thought that it was thinner, or it would have lost its body, or just not be, you know, not look as good as my links be looking, you know what I'm saying? But honestly, my hair looks great. It feels great. My hair has never in my whole life been this easy for me to manage. And I think obviously that's coming with time, with me taking care of my own hair. With my links in, what I actually was doing is every week I was ignore the fact that the label's off because I use it a lot. I was putting organic black Jamaican castor oil on my scalp. And when I say that was like a game changer for me, I wish I knew this sooner. And it's weird because people say it all the time, like, oh, you should be using this, or you have to massage your scalp at night and da-da-da-da-da. But I never saw how important it was. But honestly, it's changed my hair. My hair looks super healthy. A lot of the times people think I still have in my links. And I remember if you would have told me 6 years ago, Krystal, yeah, you're going to be out wearing your hair out, you're not going to be needing weaves or needing this, I would have thought people were friggin' high. I love having my hair out now. And for those who want to say she's lying, no, a bitch ain't. This is all Krystal, y'all. This is me. No links in sight. I think you guys get the point. But I think having the links in, and because I was like, oh, I gotta take care of it. I gotta grease my scalp. I gotta follow all her aftercare instructions, that it actually prompted me to take better care of my hair. And now I'm kind of in a routine where regardless of if I have the links in or not, I'm doing all of that stuff. And I love the way my hair looks, guys. Like I never thought I'd be so comfortable to wear my hair out, or especially in videos. Like who would have friggin' thought? But my hair is super healthy. It has so much body. And the crazy part is that, yeah, I still add heat to my hair, but I don't need to do it as much as I used to. So now that I flat ironed my hair for y'all, I'm going to wrap my hair at night, and I'm not going to put heat on it for another week. So it's little things that you got to do to help take care of your hair. But yes, to answer your question, I do not have links in my hair anymore. And that is all your questions, guys. That was super fun. That was actually a really easy video. Keep the questions coming. If you ever have questions about links, I am here. I'm here to guide you guys. Call me the Microlinks fairy godmother if you want. I love talking to you guys. If you have not subscribed yet, I'm gonna need you to hit that subscribe button, girl. and that notification bell so that you're always aware when I post new videos and content. Thank you guys for being loyal subscribers. I love you guys so much, and you make this such a rewarding experience for me every time I post a video. So until next time, I'll see you all at my next video.